what's good, Commanders fans? Game on Sunday against the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a sold-out game, but it definitely probably will feel like a real game. There's a couple offensive line changes I do want to talk about, and then Jabril Cox got elevated. But before I get into the preview and keys to victory, today's episode is brought to you by Critical Peak Services. Make sure you guys check them out. Give them a call. They do emergency electrical work or any type of electrical work, lighting, recessed lighting, breakers, panels, security cameras, car charging stations, anything you can think of. Give them a call at 877-247-9767. Give them a call. Use the code COMMANDER and say that Ed sent you. You get 10% off your first service call, or 10% off any work that you receive from them, and they give free estimates as well. So outdoor lighting, indoor lighting, you want to get your kitchen revamped or your man cave revamped, recessed lighting, any type of lighting you're looking for, they do it for you guys. So check them out. Critical Peak Services. Give them a call at 877-247-9767. All right, so let's get into it. Jabril Cox was elevated. We're going to look at the injury report real quick, too. And the only reason why he was, I think they should have elevated him before. Fans, everybody has been asking for him to play. He's probably the fastest linebacker we got. Between him and Jamin Davis, him and Khalil Hudson as well, they have speed. And Jabril Cox was a coverage linebacker coming out of North Dakota State and then transferring to LSU. He had a pick six. He can click and close on guys. He can really flip his hips. He has fluid hip movement. He can really move his feet, and that's something that we just haven't had at the linebacker position. A guy that can, stick with the tight end or stick with the running back out of the backfield, maybe even cover a slot wide receiver. And Jabril Cox has potential to do things like that because he is a coverage linebacker that can certainly move stride for stride with guys out there, because he's a speedy linebacker. I don't remember what 40-yard dash he ran. I don't think it was like a 4.3 or anything like that. It might have been like a 4.5. But just the fluidity that he has is something that we just haven't seen from the linebacker position. We've seen like David Mayo and what's his name, David, John Bostic, guys like that, guys that can barely move and guard tight ends. This would be a breath of fresh air if Jabril Cox can develop here and get playing time and get meaningful snaps. This is going to be a challenging game against Dallas Goedert. He's a darn good tight end. They have good receivers, so this should be a good test for Jabril Cox. And they run the football a lot with DeAndre Swift, and Jalen Hurts is like another running back out there as well. So this will be a good test for Jabril Cox. We'll see if he plays in special teams or gets real snaps with what's his name? Not David Mayo. The other guy, Cody Barton. With Cody Barton being ruled out, other guys are gonna have to step up for sure. Now, they did say that Cam Curl, he may be wearing the green dot, that it won't be Jamin Davis. I'm not sure. I haven't heard. I did hear some stuff about that. We'll see. We'll see who's going to be wearing the green dot and who's going to be the mic out there for sure. Sadiq Charles is going to be out. So the offensive line, Tyler Larson looks like he's going to start. He was taking snaps as the starting center. Nick Gates was getting his butt kicked against Dexter Lawrence. And Dexter Lawrence went up against Nick Gates in practice with the Giants every single day. So Dexter Lawrence probably knew the best way to get around him and really just bully him and push him around and get past him. And that's what Dexter Lawrence did this past Sunday. He got, 3 sacks? I guess it was a ridiculous amount. And Dexter Lawrence was getting to the backfield, getting to Sam Howell in like 0.5 seconds. And it was ridiculous. Tyler Larson is 6-1-1 as the starter. Keep that in mind. Now, it could be different because, the center usually calls out protections and stuff like that. So Tyler Larson really could be the guy that could ignite sometime. I'm not going to get too ahead of myself, but maybe Tyler Larson can provide a spark for this offensive line and just show some improvement. Sadiq Charles wasn't bad. He was okay. He was mid. Calf injury. He's been struggling with the calf injury since training camp. Really, the whole time he's been a pro, he's been struggling with the calf injury. He has really big calves. Excuse me, big calves. Pause, whatever. But it was just inevitable for him to get injured, unfortunately. So he will be out on Sunday. Chris Paul most likely will start. Ricky Stromberg is going to be the backup center. But I think Chris Paul, the guard, who we drafted last year in the 7th round, I think he's going to start at left guard. So we'll see how he plays. Could he be an upgrade? Who knows? He played pretty well in that Dallas game last year. Fedarian Mathis is questionable. I would not get my hopes up for him to play. Curtis Samuel is questionable. He's going to play. Ben St. Juste was a full participant in practice. He's going to play. Jonathan Allen, full participant. He's going to play. Sam Cosmi, hip, full participant. He's going to play. Montez Sweat, I got to find the quote where they asked him about trade rumors. He basically just said it's a business. It is what it is. He enjoyed his time here. So it looks like he's ready to face, if he's going to be traded, he's basically prepared for it. There is an offer on the table for him per Nicky Zavala. And if he is traded, You know, I'm not going to be happy about it, but I understand it's a business. And like he said, the whole money situation, the cap, you know, are they going to cheat? Could they keep him and Chase Young? It's going to be tough to do that. So we'll see what happens. If they lose this game, then I do think they're going to sell a little bit. I think Josh Harris is going to step in and have them sell some players off. Cole Turner, full participant with an ankle injury. He's barely played anyway. Bradley Roby out for the Eagles with a shoulder injury. Jordan Davis, hamstring questionable. The defensive tackle. Reed Blankenship was a full participant. He's going to play. James Bradbury, limited. He's going to play. Zach Cunningham, the linebacker, limited participant with an ankle injury. He's going to play. Defensive tackle Milton Williams with the heel injury, full participant. He's going to play. All right, so let's get to Key's victory here in storyline. So last game we played him, Riverboat Ron. He wasn't Riverboat Ron. He could have went for 2. I wasn't mad at him for going for 2. We went to overtime. I just didn't like his answer and explanation because he said that guys were tired. If you think guys are tired, why would you have them play another 15 minutes of football or another 10 minutes of football in overtime? If you really think they're tired, then you might as well just get the game done there and take your chances 50-50 and win the game rather than taking the chances 50-50 in overtime where guys are gassed and guys are tired. And if they're tired, I think the defense would be there. The Eagles defense would be tired too because they had to guard us up and down the field where we basically walked them down pretty easy on that last drive to score. So I just didn't like his explanation. I wasn't mad at him for going to overtime. I thought that was a terrible call to say that Terry McLaurin was out of bounds. But we were in Philly, so I didn't expect us to get a call at all. So it is what it is on that. It's unfortunate. It's a game that we should have won, but Jahan Dotson had a bad drop. The defense wasn't good. Emmanuel Forbes was getting cooked left and right. Jack Del Rio was terrible in that game. Made 0 adjustments. Kept leaving Emmanuel Forbes on an island with A.J. Brown. And I think that was a big part of the reason. I think that's a big reason why we lost the game, giving up 100-something yards to A.J. Brown and two touchdowns very easily. And also, you know, that was a bad call at the end of the game. So I'm not going to blame the refs, but, you know, it's a game that we definitely had in the bag. We were up 7-0, 10-0 at one point. So it was certainly a game that we could have won for sure. All right. Keys to victory here, man. Let's get the ball to Terry McLaurin. This brings me to Prize Picks. Make sure you guys check out Prize Picks. Use my promo code RealEdOliver. You get 100% deposit match up to $100. Using my promo code RealEdOliver. Use the link down below in the description box right there. I have Terry McLaurin getting over 4.5 receptions. You look at the last 5 games, he's cleared 4.5 receptions. He's gotten like 6, 8, 6. The one time he didn't get over 4.5, he ended up with 4 receptions. The other guy I'm taking the over is A.J. Brown with 6, getting over 6 receptions. And there's push potential with this too, so you can still make your money if he only gets 6. A.J. Brown's been on a tear, man. And the last time he played us, he cooked us pretty darn bad. Not even gonna lie to you. He had over 100 yards receiving. He had, how many receptions last time he played us? He had 9 receptions. So 6 receptions is pretty darn low. 4.5 is really low for Terry too. And they're finally starting to target him. They have to target him early and often. They cannot wait until the second half to target Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin is an Eagle killer as well. Darius Slay knows that Terry cooks him all the time. And James Bradbury can't check Terry McLaurin as well. They did trade for Kevin Byard, but that doesn't really concern me. That's a good pickup, but still, they're still going to give up a lot of yards and a lot of receptions. They give it the most receptions to receivers in the league. So that's why I'm taking Terry over 4.5 receptions. I can see him getting 7, 8, 9 receptions in this game if they target him early and often here. All right, so other keys to victory I have. Let's start with the offense. I already talked about Terry McLaurin. Get the ball out quick. It's just the simple stuff, man. Every single week, what is Eric Bieniemy going to do? Is he going to max protect? They did max protect against the Giants. They still got beat. So I think it's a personnel problem. They had to make some moves and get Nick Gates out of there. Let's see if Tyler Larson can play better than what Nick Gates showed. Same thing with Chris Paul. Rather than Sadiq Charles, can he be an upgrade from Sadiq Charles? They may have to put Lucas in for Andrew Wiley. I think that's an adjustment that they really should make. They should have been made that. This is 2 years in a row that Ron Rivera had to bench a guy that they signed. Last year, Trey Turner. They had to bench. They called it an injury, but Trey Turner was so awful, the former Panther. They had to bench him. And then now Nick Gates, he's been so bad, and they have to bench him now. So 2 years in a row, Ron Rivera just botching signing offensive linemen. He just is not good at evaluating talent for the offensive line. He doesn't even use draft capital for the offensive line for the most part. He waits until the 4th round to draft guys. Sadiq Charles, Ricky Stromberg. 3rd round, he needs to use, our next GM has to use 1st round and 2nd round draft capital on the offensive line for sure. All right, get the ball out quick. Hassan Reddick, man, he's a guy that can pass rush. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox. These are guys that can get to the quarterback quickly. They did rack up on sacks last time we played. Sam's got to get the ball out quick. We've had this conversation too many times about him holding on to the ball too long. Is it the offensive line? Is it Sam? It's a combination of things. Sam tries to make something happen. He tries to make something shake. He has held onto the ball for a long time in his college career, and now he's continuing to do it now. It looked like he tried to get the ball out quicker last week. A little bit against the Giants, he got a call for intentional grounding. So quick hitters. No long drop backs, no 7-step drop backs. Got to get the ball out quick, roll him out, move him out the pocket, read option, RPOs, use him as a runner, use his legs. He did a good job running the football and scrambling against the Eagles as well. So Sam has to be ready to use his legs as well to get first downs and be ready to slide as well. Get the ball out quickly. Target Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Logan Thomas, Jahan Dotson has got to catch the football. He just has to. If he doesn't, then I'm sorry, he just has to be benched. And I'm a big fan of him. But if he has the drops, his hands like a snake again, he has to be benched. Establish a run game, get some balance. Young quarterback's best friend is a run game. It may not work, but even last year when we beat them, we were only getting 3 yards per carry. It was ugly runs, time of possession, run out the clock, keep away from Jalen Hurts. And they may do well with this formula, but I think you can throw the ball against the Eagles as well. But I do want to establish a run game with Brian Robinson. And Chris Rodriguez looks like he's going to get some carries as well. No turnovers. That's an obvious one. Convert on third downs. We were 1 for 15 on third downs against the Giants. That's just terrible. That's just awful. We have to do better on third downs. And just clock management, timeouts. I would say be aggressive this game. Red zone efficiency is going to be huge. Touchdowns, not field goals. I do think it's going to be another high-scoring game around like 20-31, something like that. But we have to convert on third downs. And I think Riverboat Ron should be Riverboat Ron this game. I'm not mad if he's aggressive this game. If it's 4th and goal, we're at the 4-yard line, I don't mind him going for it. If it's 4th and 1 and we're on the Eagles' 44-yard line, I don't mind him going for it. We can do our own version of the tush push and do that. If we're on our own 45 and it's 4th and 1, I don't mind him going for it. This is a game where this could be runs. I don't think it would be fired, but this could be the lead up to him being fired. So I think he needs to go with his hair on fire, playing like he has nothing to lose this game, honestly. Now, if he is conservative, I don't mind that either. But you saw where the conservative stuff got him against the Bears. He should have went for it on 4th down after Sam Howell ran for it and got us a 4th and 3. He was conservative, and we kicked a field goal. We ended up losing that game. It's not because of that play, but and then the 2-point conversion. In hindsight, you look back at it, should have went for 2. Clock management, timeouts. That's going to be huge. Ron Rivera struggles with that. And Eric Bieniemy's just his play calling and balance. And what kind of game plan is going to come out? Can he adjust? If they're blitzing, call a screen. The screen game has worked whenever we used it. Brian Robinson, Gibson, Rodriguez used the screen game. Use the Eagles' aggressiveness against them as well. Limit penalties. Got to cut down on the false starts. Wiley and Charles Lano had false starts last game. They got to clean that up. They might have to do a silent snap count because it's going to be loud. There's going to be a lot of Eagles fans there, unfortunately. I will be at the game on Sunday. Special teams, Joey Sly's got to make his kicks. Cameron Cheeseman, no mess-ups. Treshway was bad last time we played the Eagles. He's got to be better this game. And James Crowder's got to do well with his punts, too. Just don't muff a punt. I'll be fine with that. Defense, pretty simple. Stop the run or slow down the run. Slow down Swift. Slow down Jalen Hurts. Put a spy on him. Jamin Davis, Jabril Cox. They are a top 5 rushing attempt team. They want to run the football. Bring pressure on third downs, rattle Jalen Hurts. It's going to be easier said than done. But kind of that formula with the Jets, when the Jets beat the Eagles, they made it an ugly game. They stopped the run. They slowed the run game down. They brought pressure on third downs. They brought pressure to Jalen Hurts, and he folded a little bit, threw some interceptions here and there. Jalen Hurts has thrown a couple of interceptions. He's thrown 8 interceptions this year. He will throw it your way. So we got to be ready to catch the interception and force turnovers. Limit big plays. A.J. Brown, he's going to get his. You just got to limit big plays. You can't let him get the 40-yard catch or a 50-yard catch. You just got to limit plays. Ben St. Juice, Kendall Fuller. I'd probably pick Kendall Fuller on A.J. Brown right now. And then maybe Danny Johnson on Devontae Smith. But Ben St. Juice has struggled. He's been getting targeted pretty easily. A lot. Jalen Hyatt was cooking Ben St. Juice. I wouldn't say cook, but he was getting by him a couple times. Dallas Goedert as well. Jabril Cox, I would take a look at matching him up with Dallas Goedert. Same thing with Cam Curl. David Mayo's going to be playing, so that's not a good matchup. Force a turnover. And that's really it. Get stops on third downs and be ready for the tush push. Be ready for it. They will go for it on 4th downs. They really will. They're not scared to go for it on 4th downs. Look at the Dolphins game. They kept going for it over and over and over again with the 4th downs. With the tush push on 4th and 1. I do think it's an illegal play, but it is what it is. All right, and that's really it, man. I'm not gonna say it's a winnable game, but I think it's gonna be a close game. I think a lot of people think it's gonna be a blowout, but I think it's gonna be a close game. It's a divisional game. They may be overlooking us. They do play some tough teams in the next few weeks. Last time we really should have beat them. We had them on the ropes, and they really give up a lot of receptions to receivers, and I think we're gonna be able to move the football on them. It just depends. Do we finish in the red zone? Do we get touchdowns instead of field goals? Are we converting on 3rd downs? Are we converting when we go for it on 4th downs? Clock management, different things like that that's going to be coming down on coaching for sure and play calling. So I have us losing. We have to start fast too. We can't start down from behind. If we start down from behind, it could be a long game. It could be a blowout. So I got us losing 33-25 or 33-26. I think it's gonna be a close game. I got a feeling it's kind of gonna be like how when we lost when Carson Wentz was with the Eagles and Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace, was here, and we played the Eagles tough, and then Carson Wentz threw a touchdown pass to Miles Sanders in the corner of the end zone. I think it's going to be something like that where it's just a close game, but Jalen Hurts is going to make a really tough pass to either DeAndre Swift or Boston Scott, just a random play in the back of the end zone. Could be A.J. Brown or Dallas Goedert. I think Dallas Goedert's going to have a pretty big game too. But I just have a feeling it's going to end like that, where we're just close. We're neck and neck the whole game, but Jalen Hurts makes a big play at the end of the game, and we end up losing the game because the defense just can't get a stop. So I do want to see how Montez Sweat plays under adversity. You know, he's playing for either another contract or auditioning for a new team. I mean, the other teams win him anyway. They already put an offer on the table. But I want to see how he plays and how he responds. Same thing with Chase Young. So you guys let me know what you guys think. I will be at the game. I'm going to try to meet up with people. It's going to be hard, though. It's just hard to meet up because sometimes I get there like 12:15. I'm trying to get in my seat and stuff like that. And it's just hard to meet up with people. But I'm going to try my best to if I can. Just hit me up on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. And I'll try my best. It can be hard because it's going to be crowded. It's going to be sold out. It's going to be a lot of Eagles fans. It's going to be a hostile environment for sure. But I'm still going to have a good time. So, all right, you guys have a good weekend. You guys let me know what you guys think. Hell's Commanders. Peace.